Good morning. It is June 25th. It's Tuesday. Hope you guys are having a great morning. Let's get this vlog started. Alright. Like I said, I hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. Hope you got your week started off right. Yesterday was a little busy. So apologize for the abrupt vlog exit ending. So let's kind of recap real quick what happened after work yesterday, since I didn't vlog about it. And I need to get better at doing that. Like, I gotta get better. Like, I do really good like in the morning, like on my way to work, and kind of getting the topic off on its own, and then it kind of just peters off once I start getting really busy. I gotta get better at at least setting up a camera and getting some type of shot while I'm getting busy. So I apologize for that. I'm still trying to get the hang of like this daily vlog thing and editing and setting up shots and carrying a camera with me, all the time. Which I guess is good practice with the GoPro. Originally, I was planning on using like my GH5 to start recording vlogs, because I could put the shotgun mic on top and I have much better audio with less setup. So better audio than the onboard GoPro microphone, and much easier setup than putting on the the Tascam on my lapel every time I want to say something, because that got old real quick. So, but at any rate, this is probably good practice, to kind of get back into the flow of things. Maybe we'll go through and maybe do like another 30-day challenge with the GoPro, and once we hit that 30 days, then we'll upgrade to another to like an actual DSLR or the GH5. Still to get some equipment for it. I need a better stand for it, because this will only hold like a GoPro, and that's about it. So we'll have to get one that's a little bit stronger. So maybe let's do that. Let's do that. Today we're starting again. 30-day challenge starts today, Tuesday. I know we uploaded a vlog yesterday, but let's just call it what it is. Yesterday was a practice run. Today's the real thing. 30-day vlog every day, 7 days a week, start to finish. Let's get to it. All right. So, what happened yesterday? So after we got off work, as you guys know, it was pretty much downpouring, and I was kind of talking about how I have work to do when I get home, and it's probably a good thing that it's raining. Well, things first, before I actually get any videography or work done outside or anything like that done, I had a client call. I feel like it went really well. The bride and I had a decent conversation online prior to the phone call. I think the phone call is really to finalize some of her and get some of her questions answered. Some of the things that don't come through well in text. The more finer details and things like that. So, talked to her from about 5 till about 5:30. Actually, her and her fiance, and they seemed kind of optimistic and kind of excited. They both asked for what the next steps were, which is a good sign, right? Getting off the phone call without telling them, okay, I want to send you a contract now, and kind of explaining the contract and then the deposit and all that stuff. Usually, if they ask for it, is a good sign. So ended up putting together contract last night, probably about 6 o'clock. After I got done talking with them, 7 o'clock, sent it over, and then the rain had stopped. Okay, sweet. So got a little bit of editing done after dinner. Went outside and worked on the playset for my two sons. And this thing is massive. Like, we started it yesterday, and we got quite a bit done, kind of like the preliminary stuff, like getting like the brackets lined up on the 4x4s and things like that. But today was truly building, like truly building, like structures were going upright. Always gotta get the orange juice. It's just a must. Yeah, so the structures started going up last night. We got quite a bit of work done on it. All three of the frames that we built yesterday, all three of the frames that we built yesterday are now all upright. They're all connected by 4x4s, screwed down and leveled and squared. It's kind of amazing how quickly things come together, and we even started decking one of the platforms. So I believe we got the entire deck done of one platform with the support. The next step is to kind of line the outside edges and kind of go from there. So kind of excited, right? But again, it's one of those things, like, and I don't want to call it a distraction, but it's one of those things that it takes time to build one of these things, and if you're not careful, it'll eat up your editing time. So we worked on it till dark, came in, showered, worked on the computer for a little bit longer, just making sure getting some editing time in. I did send an email over to the bride that I'm running late on, as far as her films are concerned. Explained kind of what's going on, where I'm at in the process, and kind of gave her a rough estimate of when they're going to be done. I didn't give any specific dates. Just kind of went and said, I'll keep you posted, getting them done as soon as possible. So in all actuality, depending on any foreseen issues, they should be done in the next 3 days. So that's what we're gonna focus on today. Going home, getting dinner on the table. I've got another client phone call today, which that one's at noon during my lunch break. So I'll have to step out and I'll probably take the phone call here in the car. Make that phone call and then call it a day. I did receive before going to bed. So before going to bed yesterday, I did receive the signed contract back from the client that I talked to yesterday, which was the fastest turnaround possible. Sent her over the invoice. Haven't received yet, so she's not officially booked. So as soon as I get the paid deposit back, then they will be officially booked. I did tell them that. That's something you want to be very upfront with your clients. When are they officially booked? When do they have to kind of let down their guard and stop searching for another videographer? And that's the point that I've kind of chosen. It's not getting the signed contract back, it's getting the deposit. So we're kind of in that middle stage right now. And that kind of brings me into my next topic, and kind of like what I wanted to talk about leading into today. What do you do when you have two prospective clients on one day? And that's actually happening right now. Kind of in the middle of that, September 7th of this year, I have two potential couples that want that date, right? I spoke to one of them last week when we were on, right when we got back from vacation, and I spoke to the one yesterday about the same date. So obviously the one that I spoke to last week, she has a contract. I haven't received it back yet, and so what I basically did was put together both emails simultaneously. So the one email went out to the newest bride that I spoke to yesterday, kind of outlining what we talked about, what's next, and the signed contract. And then in there I put, I do want to let you know and give you a heads up, I do have a second contract out that's unsigned at this point and unreturned, so she's not booked, but they do have a contract out for that same date. Kind of not trying to put pressure on anybody, and that's not what I was, that's not my intent. I just want to make sure that, this doesn't come down to, well, you sent us a contract, I want you to fulfill the contract. That's not the case at all. Because the way my business is run is, you're not officially booked until I have the deposit in my account and the signed contract. So starting that process is sending the contract, right? That's the start of the process. But finishing the actual booking is until the deposit has hit my bank account. So I have that email setting in my Gmail account, and then I type up a second email to the bride that I spoke with last week, and just basically say, hey, I hope everything's going well. Hope you had a great weekend, because it was Monday. I wanted to give you a heads up that I had another bride inquire about your guys' date, September 7th, 2019. If you have any questions about the contract, go ahead and give me a call. You've got my phone number. Don't email, don't text. Give me a call. Kind of giving that sense of urgency, but I don't want to, say, well, if you don't sign with me, you're not going to get, a videographer. I just wanted to express to them how, time is of essence. The good thing about this is we have a backup photographer, we have a backup. So the good thing about this is I have a backup videographer, which is my wife. So what we'll end up doing is whichever client books gets fully booked first. So we got the contract back from the bride we spoke with yesterday. Let's say she doesn't pay her deposit till the end of the week, and the bride that I spoke with last week puts in their deposit and pays their deposit, or puts in the bride that so let's say the bride I spoke with last week sends back the signed contract and puts in her deposit tonight. So I will be at their wedding, and the bride that I spoke with yesterday, Amanda, will go to their wedding. So we'll still be able to cover both weddings without a problem. It's just trying to figure out where each of us is going to go. Now, obviously, it doesn't say in the contract anything about double bookings or anything like that. But what we'll end up doing is, before we take any deposits or anything like that, when we get that signed contract back from the second when we get that second contract back from the second client, basically before we send the invoice over, we'll talk to them, we'll let them know, like, okay, unfortunately, we've already booked one client for this date. However, we can still honor the price and get you the same videos with having my backup videographer, or with having a videographer that I work with film the wedding, and then give me the final, or give me the clips, and then I will put the film together from there. So it's kind of up to them what we want to do, or it's kind of up to them what they want to do from there. If they don't want the videographer, if they don't want Amanda doing the videography or anything like that, which is who I would use if something were to happen. Like if I were sick, Amanda would be the one that would go and shoot the wedding. She's perfectly capable of doing it. She knows what she's doing behind the camera. All she would be doing is shooting. She wouldn't be doing any edits or anything like that. So she would just be getting the clips of the film, the full film and all that, and then I would be putting the actual final product together. So, long story short, we booked our 17th client this year, 2019, 17 clients. That's awesome. That is awesome. So we've got 3 prospective clients kind of in the open right now. One of them I got scheduled to talk with today, so the first conversation is today via phone call. I have another client that I'm waiting to hear back on if she wants a contract, and I have a third client that has a contract that I'm waiting to get signed back. So those are kind of like the 3 that I'm hopeful for. So that'll put us up to 20 for the year, which is, my goal was 16. My goal was 16 for the year, and surpass that. So if we can finish out the year with 20, that would be phenomenal. That will be a reason to celebrate right there. Celebrating, the fact that I hit my goal, that's going to be a lot of fun. However, if we can hit that 2-0 marker, then it'll be time to break open the champagne. So, at any rate, let's go ahead and get to work and get this day started. All right, work is over. Time to head home. Gorgeous outside. Gorgeous outside. From the way the weather report looks, seems like we're going to have a nice day today, but tomorrow it's going to be all rain all the time. So I think what we're going to do, I've got my day planned out. So we'll have family time before dinner, then we'll eat dinner, and then we're going to work on the play set for an hour or so, and then head back inside and work on editing. Try to get as much as we can get done while we've got daylight and nice weather. And with the weather looking like it's going to suck tomorrow, there really is no reason to waste such a great day to get like an extra hour of editing in. I would much rather spend an extra hour, from 12 to 1 a.m., when it's pitch black out and there's nothing else can be done. So that's what we're going to be working on today. Called our potential client, never picked up. I left a message, sent them a message on Facebook, so hopefully they'll respond. We'll see. So the swing set portion of my day finished. We are working on getting the office cleaned up so we can get some video editing done. Chocolate milk, baby. Not just any chocolate milk, Kroger chocolate milk. So for those of you Ohioans, you know what I'm talking about. Anyone else that doesn't have a Kroger, you're missing out. I'm sorry. Best chocolate milk ever. If you're ever near a Kroger, pick up yourself a half gallon or gallon of chocolate milk. Best $3 you'll ever spend. So, as you can tell, not really great workstation. So, let's go ahead and get this cleaned up and start editing some videos.